covering the entire Piedmont Triad and everywhere you are. This is WXII 12 News at 5.
Good morning, I'm Nicole Duker. Coming up, a presidential visit. President Obama will visit Raleigh today to continue his economic push. And in Washington, the House will take up a $1 trillion spending deal. But progress is slowing on a benefits bill for unemployed Americans. Also coming up, wrestling with the boys. That's all a girl wanted to do, but the school said no. We're going to tell you what a judge ultimately decided. And a lawmaker from North Carolina is named the sexiest bachelor in Congress. Wait till you see who it is. That's coming up at 5:45.
And good morning, and thank you for joining us. I'm Kimberly Van Scoy here in the Weather Center with Austin, and not too bad out there right now, but I guess we could see a little bit of the white stuff later today.
Yeah,
maybe.
tonight. That's what we're talking about. That's where that big chance of snow graphic is. Not today, folks. So again, this morning, all is well. In fact, as we look at our visibility graphic here, we're concerned about fog. You need to be very safe in that. In Alamance County, where your visibilities are less than a half of a mile, as you can see, folks, high visibilities elsewhere, so we're not worried about that as you go through the rest of the Metro Triad. Now, as we advance forward, you can see that our temperatures this morning, they have chilled down. We've got 32 showing up in Burlington, where you have some of that fog. So with that low-level moisture in place there with the fog, it's not impossible to have even a few slick spots develop on the roadways there in Alamance County. So do be safe there. The rest of the roads are mainly dry, but we have numbers that are below freezing in Winston-Salem and Asheboro, both at 31. We have 33 in Greensboro. Today, we'll get that morning fog out of the way. We'll be clear elsewhere. Here's our front coming in from the west, a little narrow band of moisture you can see associated with it. Very limited amount here, folks. And as we get that sun out this morning, we'll have sunshine. It'll be a nice morning. Eventually, the clouds from that feature start to increase. And as the clouds increase this afternoon, as mild as will be, highs near 50, some areas even low 50s, any moisture we get will be in the form of a rain shower to start with. And then as we go later tonight, cold air gets wrapped into this system, and the opportunity for some of that moisture to produce a little period of some snow is still on the forecast table for tonight after dark. Now in the mountains, you may get in on this during the daylight hours. In fact, you probably will this afternoon, but that will be a mountain exclusive only. In the Piedmont, we'll wait for the clouds to come in, and then notice as the clouds come in, maybe a little rain shower, and then notice overnight, cold enough for a little band of snow. Still ahead, we'll take a more detailed look at this, and also a second system we're watching just 2 days from now.
Looking ahead, Congress is expected to approve a budget deal today, but a different deal on unemployment benefits has stalled.
And today, President Obama will turn his attention to the nation's economic recovery with a trip to Raleigh. Hallie Jackson is in our Washington newsroom with more. Hallie?
Hi, Kim and Nicole. Yeah, the spotlight today on jobs, both inside the Beltway and beyond, as President Obama heads to your neck of the woods. President Obama's whistling while he works in what he's calling this year of action, and he may not need Congress to get it all done.
I've got a pen and I've got a phone.
The pen for executive orders, the phone an allusion to his high-profile presidential platform, which he's using today in North Carolina. Like his visit last year around the time of his State of the Union speech, he'll focus on jobs.
And the more of them that are created in the advanced manufacturing space, the more those jobs bring economic security and stability to middle-class families across the country.
But Republicans point to a sluggish recovery as evidence the president's policies are not working.
The American people have a right to continue to ask the question, where are the jobs?
That's a question millions of unemployed people may be asking.
Losing a job's bad enough. Making it worse by cutting off unemployment checks is unacceptable.
But a standstill in the Senate means for now the battle over benefits for long-term unemployed Americans is going nowhere.
The motion is not agreed to.
Sticking points include how long the program should last and how to pay for it.
The Senate should actually be paying for whatever it passes.
It's not all gridlock on Capitol Hill, though. It looks like Congress will compromise on a massive $1 trillion spending plan to avoid a government shutdown, guys. The House expected to approve that today, the Senate later in the week. Kim, Nicole?
All right, Hallie Jackson live in Washington. Thanks, Hallie. A prominent North Carolina Democrat will not be in Raleigh today for the president's visit. Senator Kay Hagan says she will be in Washington today because the Senate is in session. The North Carolina Republican Party chair is criticizing her reasoning, while political analysts say it's a way to slightly distance herself from the president's dwindling popularity.
She accompanied Obama back in 2011 to North Carolina when the Senate was also in session. So I think that's a poor excuse.
So I think what she's hoping is President Obama will come to North Carolina and get the Democrats revved up again, but still not have to share the stage with him and be potentially attacked for it.
At least 6 Republicans have entered the race for the Senate seat that Hagan has held since 2009. 5 of the 6 Republicans running for U.S. Senate in November stopped in the Triad last night. The Forsyth County Republican Party hosted a Senate Candidates Forum at Forsyth Tech. Ted Alexander, Greg Brannon, Bill Flynn, Heather Grant, and Mark Harris attended and took questions from voters. State House Speaker Tom Tillis did not attend. The winner of the May Republican primary will take on Democratic Senator Kay Hagan in November's general election.
Well, today, a middle school in Roswell, New Mexico will be closed after police say that a 12-year-old boy shot 2 classmates yesterday. That's south of Albuquerque. Police say the student went into a gym, pulled out a shotgun out of his band instrument case, and shot 2 other students. And new this morning, we've learned that one of those victims, a boy, has already had a second surgery. He remains in critical condition. The other victim, a 13-year-old girl, is in stable condition. Police say that a teacher walked up to the suspect right after the shooting and asked him to put the gun down, and the boy was arrested shortly after.
I just seen him run in there and then shoot, and then the guy was on the ground and he was covering his face crying.
There is no word this morning on a possible motive. A retired Tampa police officer says he felt threatened before pulling out a gun and killing a man who was texting in a movie theater on Monday. Authorities say Curtis Reeves Jr. shot and killed Chad Olson. Witnesses say the two were arguing because Olson was texting while waiting for the movie to start. Olson's wife was shot in the hand as she tried to pull her husband out of the way. Reeves is being held without bond. Windy conditions are making the job even harder for firefighters in California who are now battling 2 different fires. The first one is in Riverside County, which is in Southern California. Winds sent flames shooting from buildings to cars to palm trees yesterday. The winds also helped that fire spread to about 2 acres. Near San Francisco, it's a stubborn brush fire that's causing problems. It's about 50 acres in size and has already destroyed at least 1 building. That fire is being driven by strong winds and extremely dry conditions. Northern California is experiencing unseasonably warm temperatures. No one has been hurt in either fire.
Tomorrow, parents in Forsyth County can learn more about the schools in the county before deciding where to send their kids for school in the fall. Talitha Vickers is live to tell us more about an event coming up. Talitha?
Hey there, Nicole. Well, this event is going to be pretty unique. It's going to feature public, private, as well as magnet schools all under one roof out here at the Old Salem Visitors Center. The goal is to help parents select the best school for their children next fall, especially for those entering kindergarten. Here's a look at some photos from last year's Imprint School Connections event, where dozens of parents had the opportunity to meet educators and learn about schools in Forsyth County. The second annual event actually allows parents and guardians to decide which school is right for their child and gain valuable information firsthand from each school about courses offered. The new Winston-Salem Forsyth County Superintendent, Dr. Beverly Emery, will be a guest speaker at the event, which takes place this Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Old Salem Visitors Center. The event is free and open to families of school-age children looking for a new school or thinking about transferring to a public, private, or magnet school next fall. Now, you do have to register for this event. The information for the website is at the bottom of your screen. It's schoolconnections.ws. And folks at home, this is definitely a great opportunity, not only for the parents, but also for the educators to hear some of the feedback and questions from parents as well as guardians. Think of it as one-stop shopping for education in Forsyth County. Live in Winston-Salem, I'm Talitha Vickers for WXII 12 News.
All right, thanks, Talitha. More people are signed up to perform at this year's Merle Fest. Singer-songwriter Holly Williams and the group Old Crow Medicine Show have joined the lineup of artists performing at the annual festival in Wilkesboro. Merle Fest takes place April 24th through the 27th on the campus of Wilkes Community College.
Coming up on this morning on the Today Show, it is a chocolate taste test. Jeff Rosen and his team set up a blind taste test to see if you can tell the difference between cheaper drugstore chocolate and expensive gourmet chocolate. You'll hear the results this morning on the Today Show, which starts at 7 on WXII 12. I only eat drugstore chocolate, and I'm fine with that.
You're a dark chocolate fan, too.
I am.
I'm the milk chocolate fan.
Yep.
So our candy drawer has to have both, Austin, so both ladies are happy.
I know. And it's empty right now, which is not
We're
good.
not happy.
I know, that candy drawer, man, it took a serious hit during the holidays, did it not? It got replenished because, you know, people put their stocking candy in there, I guess, but man, that went fast. It was full just a couple of days ago. How about that? We got 32 in Burlington here. We're serving up a little bit of fog, and some of it is very dense in Alamance County particularly. We're keying in on Elon right now. Notice as we look at the campus here on the quad, we can see some of that little foggy appearance there. It's actually lightened up a little bit since we last showed this to you at 4:30, but notice where those temperatures are right at 32, you may actually get a slick spot to go with that fog too. So be safe in Alamance County. As we show you temperatures elsewhere, they are really chilling down. In the foothills, we've got some upper 20s. Fog not as much of a problem as you go west. Skies are clear. We've got 35 in Sparta and Ennis and Jefferson, right at 36 in Galax and Hillsville, Mount Airy, Elkin, Yadkinville, 29 degrees and 30. In the mountains, you'll start to get some of that moisture coming in from the west. As we go through the morning into midday, the risk of a rain shower mixing with a snow shower initially, and then mainly snow as we go towards later this afternoon. Mountain highs today creep up to about 40, and then you'll start to cool down once that cold air gets wrapped into this system. You can see this system has a narrow amount of moisture with it, folks. So when we're using the S word to talk about our weather story here in the Piedmont, the chance for getting that snow really comes tonight. As anything we get during the day today, it'll be too mild for anything other than a rain shower. But as we go towards tonight, that cold air gets wrapped in and gives us that chance for ending as a period of snow tonight. There's another system rapidly coming in here too that will give us an opportunity to maybe get the same type of deal as we go into Friday as well. So we'll have to watch out for that as well. A couple of different chances to get the white stuff here, and when all is said and done, it won't be a significant amount of snow, folks, but the chance to see some flakes fly for sure. Tomorrow's cold sunny high of 42.
Wrestling with the boys. That's what one girl wanted to do in school. We're going to tell you what a federal judge decided.
And the product that the TV show Breaking Bad helped inspire and why it has police very worried.
5:15 early going this Wednesday, folks. We got a cold 32 in Burlington. Watch for the fog in Alamance County especially. Most of us not really wrestling with that, but there it is an issue. And as you go through parts of Randolph, 31 in Asheboro and also Winston-Salem, just above freezing in Greensboro. We have 34 in High Point. Jet stream taking a really big dip down to the south. That means two things. Number one, it's going to bring in some reinforcing cold. Number two, ahead of it, we miled up today. And number three, we actually have a limited amount of moisture associated with this. Not a whole lot, folks, but maybe just enough to create a little bit of excitement as we go into tonight. Now, today, that fog this morning burns off. We enjoy some sun, actually a decent morning. We miled up, too. Notice how we get well up into the 40s and 50, maybe even some low 50s, and then we'll start to cloud up this afternoon. The risk of getting just a plain rain shower this afternoon, okay? That takes care of today. As we go to tonight, after dark, that's when all the fun happens, right? You can see the cold air comes in with that ribbon of moisture. Some of the mountains that get a little of that snow this afternoon starts to lend some of that energy into the triad. And watch what happens after dark. We start to get these little bands that form, believe it or not, from the south. And as that cold air comes in and converges with that, we actually have some bands of what could be some snow tonight over parts of the Piedmont. And where you get in those bands, you may actually have it come down pretty good for a couple hours and maybe even accumulate in some places there. I can't rule that out where that does occur. But also notice, if you're not in that band, you kind of miss out on it. So that's a point to ponder here. This will be ending as we go into tomorrow morning as the energy shifts to the east and we we clear skies out, and that'll set the stage for a sunny day. A really quick peek at Friday, too. Watch this. We venture ahead then. Here's another system just like it. Maybe another potential for some snow again as we go into Friday. So fast-moving systems we'll be watching closely. Definitely colder temperatures, too. So today's mild highs of 50 or so could be the mildest temperature we have maybe for the rest of the month, believe it or not. So enjoy the way it feels today.
It's almost spring.
Yeah. You can think that, right? The birds, when they chirp, that makes a sense. It's going to be here in a few months.
I have to believe that. It's the only way I can get through it. Well, should girls be allowed to join a boys wrestling team?
A girl in Pennsylvania says yes. A federal judge ruled Monday that the girl could join the team, saying the school district didn't justify its reasons for preventing girls from wrestling with boys. While the school district says there are psychological, physical, and moral risks. Now, the judge says the district did not support those claims with examples or expert testimony.
Attorneys for the 14-year-old 7th grader have praised that ruling. I think if she wants to play on the team, let her play on the team. Yeah. I don't really have a problem.
I'm divided on this because you're right. Girls should be able to do whatever they want, but you know, you have the guys out there who say, I don't want to hurt her, she's a girl.
Right.
You know, the whole thinking behind it, I don't know.
Yeah, wrestling is a thing. I got exposed to this, believe it or not, back in the 70s. It wasn't wrestling, it was basketball. There was a girl named Linda Nicholas on my team in Burlington. She wanted to play basketball. We're like, girls don't play, girls don't play. She got to play on my team. We won the city championship. So, it worked out pretty good. Linda was a really good friend of mine. So she didn't take my spot. I was a man. We scored 25 points in championships. I scored 16 of the 25, so that's my claim.
Here's your album.
And I know
Linda was great.
And I know a little boy. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
Kim.
okay. I was just going to say, Lainey was the only girl on a boys' baseball team, I think. So
I know a young man. He wrestles at a school in Greensboro. And he said, look, I'm coming at her hard. He had to wrestle a little girl. And I said, are you nervous? He said, no, I'm going to wrestle her like a guy. Yeah. I'm not going to get embarrassed and lose in front of anyone.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, wow, dude, take it easy on. He said, no, she's going to do it.
She joined the team.
Yes, so I have mixed feelings too. Yeah. I don't want any woman to get hurt doing something like that.
But you want to do what she wants to do.
Yeah, and she has to know that going in, I guess.
Well, a federal judge preliminarily rejected a multi-million-dollar settlement deal between the NFL and thousands of former football players who claimed the league downplayed the dangers of concussions. The judge said she was concerned that the $765 million deal was not enough money to pay all injured players who might file claims in the future. As many as 20,000 current and former players could ultimately file for payouts. The rejection doesn't mean the settlement is off. The judge wants more financial details from both sides so they can work out a better deal.
It was 5 years ago today when a brave pilot and crew landed a damaged passenger plane on the Hudson River in New York. Everyone on board survived in what is now called the Miracle on the Hudson. Jay Gray looks back at that historic day.
We're going to be in the Hudson.
Calm words from the cockpit during chaos. A bird strike on takeoff from New York's LaGuardia Airport crippled the engines on U.S. Airways Flight 1549. And Captain Chesley Sully Sullenberger turned to his only option, splashing down in the Hudson River.
Perhaps truly was a miracle when you think about all the things that had to happen right that day.
All 155 passengers and crew survived. Iconic images of them standing on the wings of the Airbus A320 were seen worldwide, confirming the miracle and forever changing the lives of those on board.
Just changed my outlook about live for today. And
having that gratitude in life has really changed my perspective where, you know, sometimes I don't sweat the small stuff as much as I used to.
Hi, everybody. Thank you.
In the years that have followed, Captain Sully retired, and the plane finally arrived at its scheduled destination, towed by truck in 2011 to Charlotte, North Carolina, and its new home at the Carolinas Aviation Museum, where it now stands as a powerful reminder of just how miraculous that January day really was. Jay Gray, NBC News, New York.
And this afternoon, Sullenberger and other survivors are going to raise a toast to life and travel by boat to the spot on the Hudson River where they made that miraculous landing.
It's an exclusive interview you'll only see here in WXII 12. A mail carrier likely saves a woman's life. How he stepped in to help, coming up at 5:30.
All right, folks, a great Wednesday morning to you. The fog in Alamance County. Do be safe there. where the visibilities are less than a half of a mile, near a third of a mile. Temperatures are near freezing, too. Watch for a couple of slick spots right at 32 in Burlington. We have 31 in Winston-Salem and Asheboro. Skies are clear. A bright full moon out there in the sky above, and we enjoyed that sun yesterday. And today we've had that front that passed through, cleared our rain out finally. Today we have another front coming in from the west. It has colder air associated with it, and it also has a limited amount of moisture, and there's another disturbance on the heels of that we'll have to watch for Friday. Today, though, sunshine gives way to increasing clouds, risk of a rain shower during the day today, and then tonight cold air gets wrapped in and maybe gives us a period of some snow for a little bit before this system clears out. Today's high near 50. Tonight's low dipping below freezing.
The TV series Breaking Bad introduced a fictional meth that was colored blue, and now drug dealers are selling real-life blue meth. Law enforcement officials say blue meth is gaining popularity in northwest New Mexico. They worry that first-time users like teenagers will try it based on the television show's popularity. But many who use it are getting sick. That's because drug agents say it's cut with harsh chemicals to make it turn blue, and it's no longer pure.
And we're concerned that, that individuals may find it somewhat sexy and want to try it and utilize that drug. And it's very addictive.
Homeland Security officials say the blue meth is one way for dealers to advertise and brand their product. Well, coming up next, all new at 5:30, an exclusive interview with a local postal worker who likely saved a woman's life. We're going to tell you where he found her and what he did next.
Plus, the lawmaker who was recently named the sexiest bachelor in Congress. Here's a hint, he may be your congressman.